good afternoon, wood butchers. Just working on some organizing, cleaning things up. Maybe this will help you. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, hey, I just coming up with some ideas in the shop and seeing what I can make better. So this is my trusty old router table. I got this back in the day from Jessam when they first came out with it. It's been fantastic. There's a previous video of me putting a power supply on there. I adjusted it so I can unplug the router a little bit easier. But it has a lot of dead space underneath here. And there's a lip here. If we look in really close, there's a lip there. And then on the bottom, there's a lip on the mobile base. So I'm coming up with a little bit of a solution to make some type of shelf that's going to go in there. If you guys have seen Bourbon Moth woodworking, he's got a fantastic setup. I just don't have the time or energy to do that. So let's just keep it a bit more simple. And let's just put some shelves there where we can put some stuff. Okay, so what I have done is I've already cut out the top shelf. It's just about 21 inches wide this way, 26 inches this way. I'd say, well, 20 and just a hair less, and then maybe 25 and 3/4 on this one for that length. And all I did was I just cut out about 1 3/4 inches here, just with the jigsaw. Just use the little square, a little bit of a cutout there. Just marked it up, and I'm just going to cut this one out. This is for the bottom. It's a little bit narrower because of just the way it sits. It needs to be just a tiny bit smaller. And so we'll get this cut out. We'll put it in place. See if that helps a little bit. Okay, so this turned out really well. These are the empty boxes I use for when I'm organizing stuff. I got some little ones, some sort of more shoebox size. My Mirka has been moved to a DeWalt container, so that sustainer sits underneath there. Got an extra space for another one over there, so that's good in case something else appears. And I don't want to fill this in with a nice set of drawers or anything like that, maybe yet. Number one is that complex mechanism up in there for raising things up and down, that moves up and down. I don't want to start messing with that at this point in time. It's too complex. I'm too lazy. I got too many other things in life going on to spend that kind of time. But this is going to work great. There's some other stuff I'm going to show you. Okay, so organizing things here. Hey, that plane has to go. If you're looking for an A10 EDF that's massive, let me know. Once that's gone, more stuff's going up there. But I love clear plastic containers because you know what's in there. I have lots of little offcuts of some projects here. Empty ones. Tool bits. That's from my hammer thicknesser joiner. Even little project parts where I have little bits of stuff for when I'm doing models. Here's some stuff we did for the Stegosaurus bottom part. But more importantly, behind here, for all my sanding belts are here. These are my 2x72s. They're in a massive tote. I'll bring that out in a second. Here's some molds that the termite was using for some epoxy coating. And then my big 6-inch sanding belts for this guy, this great big sort of edge sander, which has been really nice. They fit perfectly in there. And the sanding rolls for the thickness sander, and it works really well because number one, if you've ever dealt with this stuff, it sticks to everything. It catches on everything. It holds it in there, keeps it clean, keeps it organized, and when I need it, I just pull one bin out for whichever size sander I need. So I'll probably move all the sanding belts for my belt sander and my oscillating belt sander that I have, the little rigid, into one of these types of totes, and we'll go from there. So if you're going to do some organizing, organize that way. Last thing, I'm going to show you how I've combined multiple tools or types of tools to save space. Okay, so I'm really loving these T-Stack containers. They're fantastic for keeping everything organized. I've started to go through all of my bits and pieces and screws, and I'm starting to organize them down. I'm going to 3D print little containers that fit just in here so I can pull them out rather than having to dig around, or if I need to take them with me. That's process in the works. I'll have to figure out how to do a perfect one here. That's okay. I'm working on it. Works great that way. Some more clear containers. These are my band clamps and other types of things like that. So I just keep them in here. They're clear. I know which is which. Easy to keep track of. And yeah, oh god darn it. I did it. Don't hate me. I have a project we're working on with a local gentleman. This is the only thing that would really work, that would save me a boatload of time, so we're sticking with it. But I didn't know where to put it. It doesn't fit with this stuff. This doesn't fit in any of my Milwaukee or other containers. So what do? Well, it turns out that this drawer is exactly 2 sustainers wide. Who knew? Now, once I figured it in here, I had to know that I could open the doors up and be able to get at stuff and not have them flopping down. So there's about 1.5 inches or so behind. And I thought, well, what am I going to do with these little narrow things? And then I realized, well, the saws were just sitting in here, not doing anything. So I had some pieces of that foam board. I figured, well, that's not going to hurt the saw blades. So I've just temporarily stored all my saws in here. My little Japanese pull saw and that type of thing are all in this. And that crappy DeWalt one that I'm not too fond of, living back in here. They're not going to be used a whole lot, but I know where they are. This has just totally changed it for me. Being able to put these away, but they're able to open them up, open the tops up. They're right there. While I was at it, I figured, what am I going to do with a bunch of old planes I had up in a cabinet? So, got to move this out of the way. Sorry. Again, all this organization and retooling of the shop to get things more organized, a bit more challenging. But in the drawer, we have all the old planes, some other table saw bits, and some bags for gifts and stuff when I give them out. And again, seems to be working well. Reorganizing, combining some tools. The one thing I did find, it was this little guy. An old little record plane, brand new in the box, has never been used. I tested it with one little swipe. That's it. Found this in at the old Herman house, and man, it's a great little plane. It's in fantastic shape. I just honed the blade up a little bit. Cuts beautiful. So that's going to stay right in there, because I've got 2 older ones that I use when I'm working on trash wood and other stuff. These will all be reconditioned and fixed up at some point in time, or maybe they'll just be some eye candy to look at every once in a while. Anyways, just organizing things up. Hope that gives you a few ideas on what to look at and how to maybe combine some stuff together. Now I got to figure out this stuff. Otherwise, hey, go out in the shop, make a mess, clean it up, organize it, enjoy things. This is all about just using our hands, using our brains, and keeping ourselves sane in these times. Have a great weekend, everybody, and catch you later.